JM in the AM on a Thursday, Rosh Chodesh, and our friends at TABC have a very big event going on this coming Sunday. TABC, Torah Academy of Bergen County. I'm the proud father of 4 TABC graduates. If it makes the video, the final cut, then you'll see on Sunday my comments about what Rabbi Adler and everybody at TABC did for our sons. Anyway, this coming Sunday, October the 26th, starting at 10:30 in the morning, join us as TABC officially inaugurates the brand new TABC Rabbi Yosef Adler building. There'll be a short program. There'll be tours of the building if you wish. And it will be a celebratory day. I know everybody in this audience knows that Rabbi Adler just passed away recently, but nonetheless, it will be a celebratory day at TABC. And Rabbi Josh Kahn, our very close friend, is, of course, Rosh Yeshiva at TABC and was kind enough to stop by on a busy Rosh Chodesh morning. Rabbi Kahn, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Thank you. It's always so nice to be here.
I appreciate that. And it's undeniable, and you alluded to it off the air in our short conversation, it's undeniable that as much as we miss Rabbi Adler, and obviously the impact of his loss is still being felt. It was only a couple of weeks ago, basically. It is going to be a celebratory day Sunday. So there's a memorial piece to it, obviously. You can't avoid that. But this is a massive celebration for TABC.
Yes, it's a celebration really on two levels. It's a celebration of TABC, what we just built, and the future of TABC. But even the Rabbi Adler component, which is very much a tribute and a memorial, right, is also a celebration. Rabbi Adler built TABC, and there's so much to celebrate about that. We miss him. And when I came back to TABC over 2 years ago, and came back to TABC where Rabbi Adler, unfortunately, was unable physically and health-wise to be involved, but his impact is felt in everything that happens in TABC, and to feel like we're able to perpetuate that which he built is also a celebration.
And you obviously remember, because of your initial stint there, his impact on the school. You were there when he was giving shiur to the students, which was always a big deal and a big highlight. He gave ingenious shiurim. I think everybody agrees with that. And then on top of that, of course, you saw him actually in the heyday of running the school, which was an amazing accomplishment. I don't know, it's funny, I think about this very often. I don't know how one goes about founding a school. And I don't know at that point if someone had made the effort and he sort of took over, or if he actually, was there from day one. I don't know the history of the school, from that far back.
So it actually was a Chafetz Chaim beforehand, which in certain ways...
A local Tina Chafetz Chaim?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't even know that.
Yes. So it existed prior to him, but in certain ways, actually kind of creating a school can be easier than transforming a school.
Correct.
And he came into a school, which A, I think had about 50 students, and B, was not recruiting the top students, or at least the top students somewhere. I'm sure if you're an alum from that era listening, you were excellent and wonderful.
But the majority.
But perhaps the previous school you were in that asked you not to return didn't feel the same way. And Rabbi Adler was able to transform that and build. And those who know Rabbi Adler, certainly on a hashkafic level, Rabbi Adler was not exactly going to perpetuate a Chafetz Chaim style yeshiva. So it involved transforming the hashkafa of a yeshiva. There was someone who's involved at the time. I don't know this as a fact, but I know what the person told me, that when he came for his interview, when he came to meet with, I guess, whoever it was who was, giving him his interview, they told him, just put a jacket on, because as a Chafetz Chaim, you're going to have to wear a jacket for davening. And Rabbi Adler, who was very, very principled, said, no, I'm not going to do it. That's not who I am, and that's not what I'm going to do. And they said to him, after you get the job, you can take the jacket off. You're the boss. You can do whatever you want. And he wouldn't budge, because that's who he was, a very, very principled person.
That's a good story. I like that. And how do we describe his hashkafa? Because there's so many labels around and categories these days. I mean, obviously Eretz Yisrael and whatever we call Zionism was a major part of it, but there was also a uniqueness to his hashkafa just in terms of religious observance. Is there a way to categorize it?
Yeah, so like many great people, I think he kind of defies a label and a hashkafa because he stood for so much. even in a speech alone, you'd see like several dialects make its way in. I think, he's the product of a more yeshivish upbringing, and sometimes that yeshivish havara would come up, that passionate Zionism would come up, where Medinat Yisrael and Am Yisrael doesn't always go with, I guess the Kamenetz upbringing that he had. But in many ways, that was I think one of the great contributions of Rabbi Adler was that it wasn't about having to fit a specific box. It was about a value system. Talmud Torah was his love and joy. You referenced his time in the classroom. It wasn't only in the classroom. Any student who he could engage in with a Torah discussion, and he would go into other shiurim, and it would come up at interviews as well. When he would sit down with an 8th grader, he would always send that 8th grader to their 8th grade Rebbe with a new idea, and he'd say, tell your Rebbe this idea, because that was his passion, was giving over Torah. Simultaneously, his commitment, which again at the time, not every all-boys yeshiva high school valued academic excellence, and really, really not just paying lip service to, but believing in Torah Ma'ada, believing in that the sciences can help us come closer to Kadosh Baruch Hu, was something that he believed in. As you mentioned, Medinat Yisrael was primary as well.
Sure.
It's not surprising. You have a son in the Army. We're so proud, and that's something that's prominently displayed at TABC, our alumni who are in the Army, because again, it wasn't...
Is there a Gavri picture up there?
If there isn't, now there will be.
If there isn't, Stacy Segal will make sure to rectify that. Very nice. We appreciate that. And yes, there's tremendous pride in TABC for those who serve in the Army. And frankly, I can't even imagine how many TABC graduates have actually moved to Israel over the years. I mean, Rabbi Adler himself moved to Israel.
Yes.
I can only imagine how many of them over the decades have made that move. There is a, how do I put this? Not every event in the Jewish world are people enthusiastic about attending. Am I alone in trying to clear my schedule to make sure to be there Sunday? Like, is there an enthusiasm about Sunday because of the brand new building and because it's all being done in memory of Rabbi Adler?
Yeah, and I think it's exactly those two components that are generating incredible enthusiasm. Anyone who walks into our building, and thank God, it's a lot of people who walk into our building. Yesterday,
it's getting good reviews already.
Fantastic reviews. We host.
It's 2025. Oh my God!
Yeah, we host
state of the art.
Two Shabbos Minyanim, and they come in, and they're able to marvel at the building. We host a junior hockey league, also who come in throughout and are able to appreciate the enhancements to the building. Yesterday, we celebrated a Hachnasa Sefer Torah. Stanley and Ellen Stone donated a Torah, and it was a remarkable event. And then, too, again, we had a lot of guests coming through the building, and so the feedback has been incredibly positive, of course, but there's an enthusiasm. There's an enthusiasm because this project was very, very ambitious, and it's transforming TABC.
Cost in the millions, I assume.
Yes, cost in about $9 million.
Wow.
Our commitment has been to raise the entire amount so that we don't have to pass on any cost of construction, any cost of building onto our families, and we're able to try to maintain tuition to really go exclusively to the annual running of our yeshiva high school. So we're about 96% of the way there. Anyone listening who'd like to join the campaign?
You may get the rest Sunday. Who knows? Correct.
BuildTABC.org. They could still participate.
BuildTABC.org.
Yes, but that certainly, just seeing each of the spaces, seeing an enhanced space measure, seeing a student center, which we never really had. If you've been in the old TABC, and you could picture the lunchroom, and you could probably still feel those, little round seats at those tables.
For a guy my size, it was those Thursday night father-son things were awful when they came to those seats.
And that's exactly what we want to change. The fact that you remember it, and Binyamin came to TABC a few years ago. I know Gavri graduated more recently, but that has been transformed. The student center is beautiful. It's not just, you use the word state of the art, it's just really excellent. And when you think about the experience that you've had as a parent of TABC boys, you always reflect very fondly about the quality of their experience. We wanted to make sure that the facility matched that experience, and we've enhanced and invested in our elective program. We have a music program, an art program.
Oh, your music program is, talk about state of the art.
So we actually were able to invest heavily.
We actually have TABC songs in our playlist.
Okay. So
I'm sure you're familiar with that.
for sure. And now,
Are there more music projects coming out?
There are. Every year they're putting out 1 to 2 albums. And now they have a bigger space, a more enhanced space. Correct. Our science labs, we've upgraded 2 new state-of-the-art science labs. So every aspect of the TABC experience has been upgraded through this project. And just that overall feeling of walking into a school that sends that message that we strive for excellence and we care about what the students are going to experience. So that generates excitement. And the Rabbi Adler component, he impacted so many people, generations of people, and in so many different ways. For some people, it was that brilliance. And not just the brilliance, the way he delivered a shiur. It was an experience.
But there's another thing I have to mention. Having grown up in a rabbinic home, I don't know how a full-time rabbi of a massive synagogue, and Rinat's pretty massive when it comes to Orthodox synagogues in this country, right? It's certainly in that wheelhouse. How he would be able to go ahead and at the same time found and then direct a yeshiva high school and a successful yeshiva high school. It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
It is. I don't know anyone could do it anymore.
Right. It's really amazing. A real trailblazer, to say the least. And look, I believe parents are responsible for the education of their children, because I'm sure you get this all the time, parents who are anxious to deflect I don't want to say blame, let's say criticism or whatever, situational discussions about their child. They like to direct it to the principal, the Rosh Yeshiva, the Rebbeim, the teachers, etc. Primarily, it's the parents' responsibility. However, as Rabbi Adler told me, back in 2006 or whenever it was, as he told me, if you do a good job at home, if you do a relatively good job, and of course with the mazel that you get from the one above, then we as a school will be there to really enhance and complete the package and provide an education, both religious and secular, that we as parents will be proud of. And hey, he made good on that commitment, Franklin.
Yes, he did. He cared very much about just developing the entire person. Rabbi Adler, we've spoken about him as a teacher.
Right.
He was a man of incredible compassion. Right. He cared deeply about everyone within his orbit, honestly, not within his orbit, right? He just cared deeply. And he cared about our students caring deeply. And so I know you've mentioned this, that notion of menschlichkeit. We've always had a chesed requirement, but it wasn't about a chesed requirement. It was about graduating mensches who were respectful, mensches who cared about the general world around them, cared about their local Jewish community, and cared about Israel. But that idea of I care about other people, I care about humanity, was integral.
You get an opportunity, and by the way, I do want to mention that on Saturday night, Rinat Yisrael is going to be presenting an Azkara for Rabbi Adler. That's really going to be a proper memorial service. It's happening this coming Saturday night at 8:15 at the synagogue. But then you get an opportunity to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of Rabbi Yosef Adler Zatzal as they name, and officially they have already because it's up there on the building, the brand new TABC building, the Rabbi Yosef Adler building. On Sunday, the ribbon cutting starts at 10:30. There'll be a short program. You can tour the building. I had the opportunity to do so. It's pretty amazing. And you'll see how this brand new building is going to enhance the education space of this neighborhood and of this community. And there are a lot of schools around here. So it's great that, you're able to, you and your colleagues are able to really make this an area where there's tremendous amounts of Jewish education going on.
Yes, we all went into the field of Jewish education, those of us who work in schools, and we're privileged. We're fortunate to have so many wonderful schools, and it should continue that way. And it's best for our community that we have wonderful options. And thank God with those wonderful options, TABC is thriving. Our 100%. Growth has been remarkable, and this project is just a reflection of it.
What do you hear from the students in Israel? So this is just the beginning of the semester.
Early.
Yeah, now's the time. Rosh Yeshiva. Now they better start getting into it over there in Israel.
Yeah,
do you get an opportunity during the year to see them? Like, do you ever go over there to see them?
Yeah, I always go in January.
Oh, so you'll be there this year.
Yeah, it's so nice. It's nice to get to see them. They're always so happy. But we get to really connect. For us, and you know this for your boys, it's not just about high school. If we don't stay connected with them beyond high school, then, we're not satisfied. And they shouldn't be satisfied. And so it's really, really important. We come to them, we show them that we still care, and we want to stay connected. It gives us an opportunity to see the yeshivas in action as well, but those relationships are so important.
Well, I can tell you from my experience with our family that post-high school, they are gravitating to that building. They're always coming back, whether it's a tefillah, whether it's a special program, whether it's a kollel, whether it's Sunday morning. They always find a reason to get back to that building and experience
We like them to feel TABC's their home. It could be their second home. They could be home as well, but we love having them in the building.
100%. And you're satisfied with your Abayim? They're doing a good job so far this year?
Excellent.
You got a good roster?
Fantastic.
An all-star roster?
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
All-stars. All-stars. People on Sunday, you'll get to spend time with them. There's just such great people and a fantastic rebbe.
We can expect the entire staff to be there Sunday? Please, God?
I don't know. The entire staff,
So
many staff members will come.
It's optional. It's voluntary.
We have 2 consecutive weekends. We have our Chanukat Habayit is this Sunday. Our open house is the following Motzei Shabbos. Already.
Saturday night?
Yeah.
Is that unusual, or is that...
We shifted last year to Motzei Shabbos open house.
And you would consider it a good move or not?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? You get your Sunday. So
no, I get
there's
that,
usually
but...
less happening for you on a Motzei Shabbos. It happens to be the week that we turn back the clock.
Right.
So whatever that time is, we tell you, just think about it as camp time. Set your clocks back an hour. You'll get home an hour earlier. At some point, you may get confused, as we all do with camp time, but it's great.
I just feel bad. I'd like the new parents to see the building during the day in all its glory. You know what I'm saying?
They get to come back for their interviews.
I guess,
and
yeah.
You know what? The building is pretty special at night as well. We've been talking about the Rabbi Yosef Adler building.
Right.
If you drive by there at night, it's lit up.
Oh, is it?
It's beautiful, and it really then it stands out, and you could actually see it from probably blocks. You see these beautiful lights, the Rabbi Yosef Adler building.
That's cool. When do we start the Yeshiva League sports season? Do you know the official date for that yet?
Yeah, our varsity basketball team is going on a tournament a week from now to Memphis. Our JV basketball team just won the NCSY preseason tip-off. So sports season's looking strong.
Are you
looking
kidding?
bright.
It's well underway.
It feels like it's always underway.
You can say that again. It's crazy, I'll tell you. In your career, you've seen the Yeshiva League go from, I don't want to say moderate, but I'll say, what seemed to have been a, mainstream yeshiva league of sports to something that's basically dominating the schools at this point. Would that be unfair to say that?
It is growing and growing and growing. I think the one caveat I'd put into that is that's true about a lot of aspects. So, we've always been blessed to have really, really strong athletic teams. We take incredible pride in our academic teams. And we've seen a proliferation of that as well. So, it used to just be YU's Model UN. Another Model UN competition started. So we are seeing kind of an expansion of that. I think seeing our student bodies grow and seeing our students more and more invested in their own personal growth has given us the opportunity to see each aspect grow. So sports, academics, everything.
And I got to let you go. You got to get to the Rosh Chodesh minyan. But I have to add that when it comes to the extracurricular and the different things you're mentioning, you've had a tremendous increase of optional Torah study. I mean, tremendous, whether it's Thursday night or Sundays or Ben Azmanim or, guys have a day off. They don't know what to do. They come and they gravitate, as I said, to the building. They just find a reason to get together and sit in the base medrash. And that's something to be really proud of.
Yeah, we're very, very proud. We actually started this year a kollel.
A formal one?
A formal kollel. It's for third or fourth year YU Smicha boys, Reitz boys.
Have you gotten anybody yet?
We have 8 boys in the kollel. They spend their mornings at TABC. 3 of them are alumni. They spend their mornings at TABC. Some of that time is spent teaching our students. So there are breakfast chaburas. 4 of them teach chumash at the beginning of the day. 4 of them are sholem yeshivim in the base medrash. And then they learn. And it's something that we've invested a lot of resources in. Once again, I need to make my fundraising pitch. Anyone would like to help support the kollel, feel free to reach out to me. It is a separate entity, but it's transformative. And when you're in the building and our building, the base medrash has that clear glass wall. So it's so visual to see what's happening in the base medrash at the center of our building. And when you walk throughout the morning, what you see is great, great guys sitting and learning. And that starts to really create, an aspiration for our students when they come into the base medrash, when a shiur brings their students into the base medrash, there's a kol Torah. It's alive, it's vibrant, it's beautiful.
Is there an official Rosh Kollel?
Rabbi Joshua Kahn. Rabbi Joshua Kahn is the Rosh Kollel.
A TABC legend.
Alum.
A legend.
A legend.
My boys would say, Rabbi Kahn, don't shortchange him. He's a legend. Let him know I said that. I'll be so upset.
Okay. I'm sure he's probably listening right now.
I hope so. To be a Rosh Yeshiva these days, you have to be very creative. You have to constantly add programs. You have to include people who've already graduated. You have to bring back those, as you said, who are third and fourth year college to come and be involved in the Torah study. It's just, you got to be really constantly active.
It's a labor of love.
You're recruiting all year, and now you're basically creating all year.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Think about it as a parent. When you care about your kids, you always want to do more for them,
Right.
And that's our goal. We
Provide
always want
more
to
programming.
exactly. We're thrilled with where we are today, but if we're not in an even better place in 2 years, we haven't spent the time thinking and investing in how to continually make TABC a better place.
And one of the people, if not the prime person, who's responsible for where you are today is, of course, the person whose name now adorns your building. The Rabbi Yosef Adler building is officially inaugurated this Sunday. Everyone be there at 10:30 if you want to pay tribute and be involved in a really, really nice program. As you said, it's not just going to be partial memorial in light of the fact that Rabbi Adler just left us, but it's really going to be a celebration of an incredible accomplishment and really celebrating the incredible career that he dedicated to building TABC.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Bezrat Hashem.
Thank you for your ongoing support, and we look forward to seeing you Sunday.
And good luck. And remember, this studio, especially because of its proximity to TABC, is open to you anytime.
Thank you. I look forward to coming back to visit.
Let me know you're coming over with big news, and we'll put you right on the air.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi
very much.
Kahn. Rabbi Josh Kahn is the Rosh Yeshiva at TABC. Sunday's the event. Go for information to buildtabc.org. Again, that's buildtabc.org. My thanks to Rabbi Kahn for joining us. Second day of Rosh Chodesh. It's the very first day in the month of Mar Cheshvan. All the traditional editions for Rosh Chodesh today, including Yal V'Yavo, Half Hallel, special Torah reading, Musaf, and Baruch Nafshi.